Okay, go.
Well, Uncle Marsh and Lucy and Edith would all come down to our house on every Saturday night,
Now these people lived just
a mile north of us.
a mile north of you, okay,
On
and a quarter mile east of the Ed Turkmean place.
yeah, well they'd come up every Saturday night in the wintertime and chat and have popcorn and have an all around. Dad very often play the piano, old time music.
So, okay, so Aunt Lucy is
Mother's sister.
okay. Your mother's sister, and Edith, and this would be older sister, and Edith was born very close to the same time your mother was born, right?
Right.
He was born what, like a week apart?
No, year, Bob.
Oh, was it that far?
Yeah.
And so they were very close. They lived close together, and
Oh, yeah.
they always played together when they were kids. So this is who we're talking about.
Right.
And
Well, we got a new Electrolux vacuum sweeper, and I knew that Mother would want to show it off to her sister and the family, and Mother had been using it, and it sucked pretty good, but you could reverse it and put the hose on the backside, and it would blow, and so I knew.
Larry's laughing. He can see this coming. He hasn't heard this story yet.
You gotta get him in the picture.
He's waving no. Oh, I got to back it up. Oh, went the wrong direction.
Anyway, I reversed the hose, and sure enough, Mother dug it out, started to show it to Aunt Lucy and Edith, and Edith had it where she was, or who had the vacuum? Mother, Aunt Lucy or Edith? Yeah, and they were wanting to, each one of them wanted to try it out. They chased the piece of paper all the way around the room. We were over in the corner laughing, thinking how amazing this is.
Now, what were they saying when they was chasing paper?
Oh, this works good. This is fantastic.
So
We were probably 12, 14 years old when this happened.
I thought you were going to say that you blew all kinds of dust back into the room.
Yeah, it did.
You did?
Well,
Probably, maybe that.
Dad, I think.
You guys was telling another, getting ready to tell another story when I went after the camera. I'll turn it off. Okay,
She was a spinster.
who is she?
She was Aunt Lucy and Uncle Marsh's daughter, and she was the same age as Mother, but she was.
So this is Edith you're talking
Yeah,
about.
she would always talk real loud. One time we were back there in Illinois, and the roads were terrible muddy, and she was. We'd come up the road in our Chevy, and I knew how bad that road was, so I floorboarded it all the way about a quarter mile through the mud coming up the road. We were jumping up over those ridges of dirt, of mud, and ruts, and so we went up there later in the day, and she didn't know who we were, but then she she started telling about seeing this car come up the road, and it was just jumping, and she was carrying on. Oh man, what? And Pearl was just laughing. She knew it was us that she was talking about, and we got through it all, but to the gravel road, and but Edith was sure loudly telling us about how all those people were bouncing, and they had a carload of kids.
Sounds like you was involved in that, Larry.
Excuse me?
And you was driving my car,
No, I think it was our own.
and she was thinking how reckless I was coming down the muddy road, deep ruts. Oh, it was a mess.
No, I think
You had to really keep moving, or you're going to have to get a team of horses.
we might have taken the train and it was your car.
I think it got it was me, and they're selling it to you.
Yeah.
That's the way I remember.
Well, it might have been your car after all.
Okay. There we go.
I think you were in the university down University of Illinois, and Dad and I walked from the Ed Turpin place to the hard road. We wanted to get the car, truck back to the house. So we walked up to the 1.25 miles to the hard road. We left about dark, got home about midnight,
So this was you and Everett walking?
No, it's,
me and Dad.
Oh. Oh, to meet Everett, was you saying?
Evrett was down at university at that time.
Okay.
And I didn't see anybody.
So you're talking about how bad the roads used to get.
And we scooped, I think maybe we had 2 cars. Dad had one, and I had the other. And we were midnight before we got those 2 cars where they really were snowed in. And we experienced the snow blowing in on the road. They plowed it back with a snowplow, a crawler tractor.
Hmm.
And then the snow would blow off the lot of wind, blow off the prairie, and fill it back in again. So there was no snow accumulating out away from the road. It all flow into the road, and then the snowbanks were as steep as probably 8-9 feet deep.
Hmm.
The snowbanks, and you'd be going down a tunnel, not a tunnel, but like going down the canyon.
Yeah.
And if you could, weren't for the fences, you could drive through without any problem. Horseback or whatever.
I remember Dad telling about Uncle Arthur and Uncle Harry.
No, who's that?
That's my mother's brothers,
Oh, okay.
Uncle Art and Uncle Harry, and somebody got down there by, the road was real bad, there by Aunt Lucy's, where the mud was. And somebody had parked their car, they got stuck there, and they, either Uncle Art or Uncle Harry was going to try to run through the mud and get to the get through that muddy spot. Well, somebody had parked a car.
Take the headlights out.
No, no. But that was Uncle Harry's job. He was always kicking headlights out. Well, this night,
Well, what's this about kicking headlights out?
well, that was Uncle Harry. He was kind of short-tempered.
Oh, okay.
And anyway, somebody had parked this car and it got stuck in the mud. And I think it was Uncle Art come barreling down there and hit that car. What do we hit? A tractor? He said. Dad would always tell, what do we hit? A tractor?
Did it stop him or just slow
No,
him
they
down?
stopped him. They stopped him. What do we hit? A tractor?
So you kicked the headlights out?
No, I don't know. That particular night. It was dark.
Dark and
No,
snowy, maybe?
Well, no, it was
Okay.
mud.
Mud. So you had to have the speed up to get through the mud.
Yeah.
mother's.
But the headlights were shining only about 4 feet ahead.
Mother's had a brother that was quite a fighter.
Who had a brother?
What?
Whose brother?
My mother's brother did a lot of fighting.
No,
This
Uncle-
fighting.
Uncle Art?
Uncle Arthur.
Oh, yeah.
And he's having a carnival in Galesburg, and they decided to wanted a horn that the guy was pumping, and to get attention. And they were about 3 or 4 of the friends of Arthur's and Uncle Harry's. So Arthur went up and hit this guy that was bumping the horn. And then he took off running. And the guy chased him. And these other guys come in, grab the horn, they just disappeared. And
What did he do with the horn?
Uncle Arthur could fight his way out if he had to.
Huh.
He ran, got away from the guy. And they had a chivalry horn. They, whenever anybody
Oh, that's.
got married, they,
Is that where that came from? Is that where that came from? That horn that they used to.
yeah, that's the sure.
When Pearl and I got married, why they brought that thing along.
What about Pearl?
When Pearl and I got married,
Oh, yeah.
we saw these cars coming up the road.
It had a handle on the side of it, and you pump it, and it made a loud noise.
Kind of a ooh, wasn't it?
What?
Kind of a ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard it.
it was.
I think it was there when Wendell and Mildred got married.
Yeah.
I barely remember it.
So what happened to it?
Well,
Last I knew, Kyle had it. I think it's still in existence, but the bellows probably are.
oh yeah, the bellows, because it had
My,
leather bellows. Pump it.
Oh.
the handle moved about so far back and forth. It was fun to hear about it.
I'm going to turn you off.
Yes, turn it on.
Where you-
What's that?
You jump off the tractor and go back to the second one?
Yeah. Well, I had a field that was flat and no waterways or anything. Yeah, this worked real well to start a tractor down the furrow and put a ring over the spinner where you have a little handle sticking out to drop that over the knob.
No, this knob's on the steering wheel. And the tractor has to have a wide front end.
The chain went to the fender and over to another part of the tractor and held it tight and it followed the furrow. Then I started the next tractor right behind it.
So the first tractor's got a wide front end on it with
The
the
lead,
one wheel in the furrow. So
lead tractor running about 3/4 throttle. And then I'd come in behind it with one running full throttle. I'd get up fairly close to it and I'd slow it back down to about a half throttle or 3/4 and spin around and go across the end field.
okay, you caught up with the first tractor with the second tractor. The
Yeah,
first tractor is going by itself
the first tractor's going by itself. And
because that front wheel's trying, the edge of the side of the tire is against the side of the furrow. So it tries to climb that, but it can't get enough angle. And it holds that wheel.
Place.
holds that wheel following the furrow.
And anyway,
Sort of like it's following a railroad train, stuck on its path.
the field is square, starting at the center and working out to plow the dirt back into the center.
Hmm.
They've been plowing years, throwing it out, and made it low in the center. And then, so you step it off, find center, and put a post there, steel post, and then you work from that across to the other end of the field and do the same thing the other end.
So when when you've marked off from one end, you used to tie a rag on the wheel, count the revolutions of the rag,
Yes,
and
I did
to
that.
find the center of the field, and then put a steel post in, go down the other end, do the same thing. Then you could see the steel post at the other end where your target was
yeah.
to start. Okay.
Well, I'll see you guys this afternoon.
Okay, so we had phone call and had to pause. We've told how you marked off the field and you've started down through the field with these two tractors.
Yes,
And the lead tractor doesn't have anybody on it.
and then I catch up with it, set the back tractor slow speed, open the front lead tractor full tilt,
In order to do that, you had to go up to the front tractor.
And
So you
then,
left the second tractor. Is that right?
yeah, half a mile. The field was half a mile long. And then to go across the ends, doing the same thing.
So you catch up with the first tractor, and then what'd you do?
Then get it full throttle and get far enough ahead to have time to turn it, go across the end with it going full throttle and catch the, no, I didn't either. I set it half to 3/4 throttle and then get on the back tractor and take it around, turn, and then I set it at full tilt and get caught up to the lead tractor and keep doing that till I got wore out and quit for the night.
So you'd start down through the field. You'd have two tractors going, and you'd get on the lead tractor and turn the corner with it,
Yes,
and then get it going, and then jump off of it, catch the second tractor, turn the corner with it, and then catch up with the first tractor, and he's ready to do it again because you're plowing in the square.
and it would get wore out real soon. An hour or two of that and shut them off and go to bed. That was night work. There's nobody to see me do it.
Yep, I remember you had field next to where I grew up to the west. It seemed like you farmed that one year.
Did what?
Did you ever farm the field to the west of where I grew up? It seemed like you farmed that one year.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and I think that field you started on it in the evening or thereabouts, and by daylight next day you had it done. And was saying something about that would surprise anybody that had seen it the day before or whatever. Never saw anybody out there. Earl Anderson lived down the road, so it'd be almost across from his house.
Yeah.
So he'd go to bed one night and that field wouldn't be plowed, and get up the next morning, it was all done. I remember you commenting on that, thinking, kind of a nice trick. I think you like tricks.
The field where Aunt Lucy had a field that was next to the Colbrook School.
Okay?
North is Colbrook School was 60 acres, half mile long, flat, going. That was my favorite field for doing this night work.
Okay? You kept track of how far you'd gone and stuff, figured out. I remember one year you was talking about you'd plowed same as for distance, you'd plowed a furrow out to Colorado and to Denver and halfway back, I think you said. Farming a lot of ground there at one time. A lot of plowing to do.
Yeah.
Okay, turning it off.
Better have some strawberries.
I'm being corrected. He doesn't know about the distance, and I really don't remember either. But he just said he did a lot of figuring out there in the field. A lot of time sitting on a tractor. Somebody's eating strawberries.